Last month, I got the Platinum trophy for Sly Cooper and the Thievius Racoonus, in anticipation for the PS5 release. And in that video, I said this, and I'll compare it to the PS5 version once that releases. Well, it turns out there's actually quite a lot of differences between the two games, particularly in the trophy lists. So let's unpack everything and earn another Sly Cooper Platinum trophy. In terms of trophies, at first, the games might appear quite similar. Sly PS3 has 36 trophies, whereas the PS5 version has 37 trophies. So you might be thinking, only one more? What's the big deal? Well, first of all, there are still trophies for defeating each of the Fiendish 5, and trophies related to opening vaults. But in this version, they are only awarded for opening all of the vaults in each area, leaving room for more different kinds of trophies, which is what we're going to be focusing on in this video. Oh yeah, also gone are the coin trophies. Let's be honest, a trophy for simply booting up the game and collecting 1, 60, and 99 coins just feels cheap. In comparison, the PS3 Platinum for Sly basically feels like its requirements are just play the game. Collecting all bottles isn't a difficult thing to do, and as someone pointed out in that video, no Master Thief sprints? For that reason alone, the PS5 trophy list is so clear, and it will be interesting to see if the rest of the trilogy gets the same treatment. The other immediate comparison that stands out is the fact that the game is in the 4:3 aspect ratio. The game never released with widescreen support, and the new emulator Sony has for the PS2 games is the exact same version as the original release, meaning all of the original kinks of the game are still in there. Obviously, we are all accustomed to the 16:9 widescreen aspect ratio now, and that is in the PS3 remaster of this game. Of course, this does prove it is possible to add to Sly Cooper, although I can understand why it's not in this version, given it's just an emulation. And to be honest, once I started playing again, I didn't really notice it anymore. There's also a graphical difference in the resolution. The version I'm playing here on the PS5 is 480p upscaled to 1080i, as opposed to the PS3's 720p. To be honest, my eyes can't really see much of a difference between the two, aside from the slight brightness increase in the PS3 version and the prominence in Sly's outlines in the PS5 version. But technically, the PS5 version is the better resolution to play this in, and it also supports 60 frames per second on the NTSC version of this game. So, I played the game from start to finish again. I'd highly recommend watching my video on the PS3 version, as this will give you my full reaction to playing through the levels and the story for the first time. What? Are you joking me? In terms of the PS5 version, this was a pretty painless experience. I flew through each level thanks to the ability to rewind any mistakes, and for the most part, all of the blueprint bottle locations were still fresh in my mind. Speaking of bottles, the first trophy in this game was for collecting 5 bottles in the first mission of this game. But the general format for the trophies after this was for opening all vaults, completing all jobs, and then defeating each boss, earning me another 14 trophies in the process. There were also a few additional trophies I earned in this time as well, like this one here for dropping 5 cars in the mission straight to the top, which is kind of unlocked naturally if you're collecting all of the blueprints. And also, there are 2 more related to certain abilities from vaults, which both stop Sly from losing a life, and this is when falling into water or into the void. But with the game finished, 19 trophies unlocked, and a kiss stolen from Carmelita Fox, it's time to turn attention to the other trophies in this game. In the first mission, there's these signs dotted around, and by destroying 4 of them, we can earn a simple trophy. The trophy Nimble Solution requires us to complete the mission, fire down below, without grabbing any hooks. And once you know where the spot to do this is, this trophy is incredibly easy. Doing this also allows us to make progress on the Master Thief sprints, which require us to speedrun 10 levels for the trophy Speedius Thievius. For the trophy Charming the Library, we have to complete the mission A Cunning Disguise without using the barrel, which honestly is a pretty interesting challenge, until I accidentally discovered you can immediately leave the level for the trophy. Charming the Library. You can completely just cheese that. That's insane. Well, there's a trophy. But that just didn't feel like the right way to earn this. So I did actually go through and beat the level as intended, just for my own mental well-being. There's only one more trophy to get in these first sets of levels, and that's for taking this shortcut in the mission Gunboat Graveyard, which once I figured out you can sort of do a running jump, it only took a couple of tries. And it also helped with another Master Thief sprint. The trophy What a Pain is very simple, for just destroying 7 panes of glass in the back alley heist. And so is Sleight of Hand, for defeating these 4 doggies at the beginning of Boneyard Casino. If the game didn't have rewinds, this would be a little bit more frustrating, as it would just take more time. But thankfully, we can use that to our advantage, and also use it to earn the trophy, Share What's Mine, for defeating 2 or more enemies with the same mine. Because of the rewind feature, almost all of these trophies are super easy and not very frustrating to get. Without it, it would be a very different story. And this very much applies to the next 2 trophies. The perfect date is for completing 2 to tango without taking damage or falling. And although it's far from impossible, life is made so much easier by being able to rewind, and also allowing us to continue to make progress on the Master Thief sprints once again. There it is, the perfect date. Must Have Been the Ghosts is earned by defeating all voodoo guards in the Dread Swamp path without being detected. And whilst this trophy is straightforward, this is right at the end of the level, so without the rewind feature, one mistake and this would take ages to get. Luckily, taking down these enemies is pretty straightforward, and it can be done even without the need for rewinding. There's also a trophy for defeating 5 ghosts in a single attack. There it is, Ectoplasmic Slasher. And another one for jumping over all the candles during the chase in the lair of the beast, which aside from the panic of being chased by this serpent, is pretty straightforward. Right, you're gonna have to bear with me here because I can't pronounce the name properly. Slyly Pacifist. Anyway, this needs us to complete Descent into Danger without defeating any enemies or destroying any alarms. And for the most part, this is pretty simple, apart from right at the end with this guy here staring at the candle, as he can accidentally be hit, and it can be a little bit finicky. But once that's done, it is a straight finish for the trophy. One thing to mention in this chapter with Miss Ruby is in my previous Sly video, I was hating on that boss, and a couple people pointed out that the music is different in the PS3 version, which actually leads to the game being broken. And it did seem I didn't have this issue on this version of the game, leading to it being a lot more enjoyable. The Panda King has 3 simple trophies left: launching 2 pink fireworks in Jewel by the Dragon, defeating all of the Mugu monkeys in the Flaming Temple of Flame. To be honest, I'm surprised this wasn't a trophy in the PS3 version, and quite a fun one, by playing the game exactly how it's not meant to be played, by being seen by every guard and having every alarm blaring in the mission, The Unseen Foe. And that's more or less it. Learning the names of 10 different enemies with the binoculars earns us a trophy. And the final one is for completing 10 Master Thief sprints, which were really simple considering I did a lot of them during the general trophy cleanup. This should be the trophy. Speedius Thievius. It sort of just crept on me. We should get a Cooper's Pride, Sly Cooper PS5 Platinum Trophy. Thanks for watching if you made it this far, and for all of the continued support on the channel. Sly 2 is coming soon, along with a few other big videos in between. But for now, click on screen to see me platinum and experience Sly Cooper and the Thievius Racoonus for the first time.